And welcome back to the Sam Sorbo Show. I'm your host, Sam Sorbo. I want to talk today, right now, about children'shealthdefense.org and this story about a young mother that they've now published. I love this, by the way. It's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's an amazing website. It's an amazing resource. He does really quite astonishing work. And so I love to support him. And so this story came through. This young mother, 37 years old, did not want to get the jab. And unfortunately, she was coerced into receiving it because the school told her she would not be allowed to volunteer in her young daughter's kindergarten class. I think it was kindergarten. It might have been first grade. Unless she had it. They insisted that everybody on premises have proof of the jab. I call it the jab. I'm trying to parse my words because I will put this on YouTube. They'll probably censor it. Maybe we'll see. I'm just talking about a story that's out, right? And this is a story that seems to be well researched. So it's called Children's Health Defense News and Views, but the publication is called The Defender. And so they gave an exclusive interview to The Defender. It's amazing that people, have you guys seen Victory TV, by the way? They're saying the same thing. It's amazing. We've got these alternative news sources now, which is a wonderful thing. Although they're being sort of quashed by social media. And did everybody notice that Facebook sort of went offline for a brief time? And they're saying, oh, we just needed to revamp something or whatever. And I think everybody and his brother is going, no, you did that because the court ruling just came down, or, not the court ruling, the 60 Minutes gal, the whistleblower came out. And you're covering your tracks. There's something going on there. So anyway, back to this story. Jessica Berg Wilson, 37 years old, stay-at-home mom. Her husband actually got the injection because he needed it for travel and for work. But she didn't want it. She actually reads The Defender and does, and follows up with sort of the stuff that's happening out there. And so she had what we used to call a healthy skepticism, and did not want to get it. But then she thought, well, for the sake of my children, I want to be able to spend time with them in school because they have to go to school. Folks, they don't have to go to school. Ugh. This is like I don't know how I fell into this mission work, but anyway, she went and got which one did she get? I think she got Johnson, the J&J, and in a Seattle pharmacy. Apparently they told her which one she was getting. She didn't actually choose, but she didn't have any underlying conditions. And what she suffered from about between 1 and 2 weeks after she got this injection was called vaccine-induced thrombocytopenia. VITT, vaccine-induced. That is the medical diagnosis. I don't know if you believe in medicine, if you're one of these follow the science people, that's the medical diagnosis for what she had. It is very rare. It is sometimes fatal. It is a blood clotting condition that is triggered by these, what they're calling vaccines. And so in an exclusive interview, her husband and her uncle both told The Defender that they posted her obituary with the doctors, the medical establishment's diagnosis, and Twitter took it down. They labeled it as misleading and misinformation and prevented it from being shared. So people couldn't interact with the story. They couldn't share the story. She went in late August. On September 7th, she finally succumbed. Apparently, she was vehemently opposed to getting the vaccine, but then she decided to get it because she wanted to be able to be a room mom. And by the way, folks, full disclosure here, I used to be that person. Okay. But she's not going to be spending any more time with her kids now because of what the school insisted. And there ought to be ramifications for that. There ought to be a lawsuit against the school for coercing her. I don't care. I know that the vaccine companies have some sort of weird get out of lawsuit free card that the government decided to give them. But the people who are coercing people into self-harm ought to be held accountable. To me, that's the way in. That's the way in, because these two little kids now do not have their mommy. And this husband has no longer the woman of his dreams, what he calls his forever love. In her eulogy, her uncle eulogized her this way. Jessica died as a direct result of an experimental vaccine, a vaccine that she vehemently opposed taking. Jessica felt coerced. She felt robbed of her ability to choose, her ability to say no to a medical procedure she did not want was taken from her. During the last weeks of her life, the world turned dark with heavy-handed vaccine mandates. Local and state governments were determined to strip away her right to consult her wisdom and enjoy her freedom. Her passion to be actively involved in her children's education, which included being a room mom in her child's classroom, was once again blocked by government mandate. He said Jessica was informed she could not enter her daughter's school campus for any reason unless vaccinated. And as a dutiful mother, Jessica wanted to be able to take her children to school and volunteer there as needed. Thus, under duress, she relented and took the vaccine. She knew as a 37-year-old healthy mom, there really was no reason for her to get the vaccine. But she felt coerced. She didn't feel it was needed for her, her husband said. But then as the mandates came out, Jessica and those mothers who are very involved in their children's lives, she wanted to be involved in every step of their lives. That was her main priority, her kids. So I'm here to tell you, if you want to be involved in your children's lives, take on the responsibility of their education. Do not outsource it, and do not allow yourself to be coerced into doing things that you don't want to do for yourself for the sake of getting access to your own children. Okay, that's it. Jessica Berg Wilson, an exceptionally healthy and vibrant 37-year-old young mother with no underlying health conditions, passed away from COVID vaccine-induced thrombocytopenia. She did not want to get vaccinated. That was the post on Twitter that was censored. And I think that Twitter ought to be held accountable for this. But what is the damage? How can we put a damage on that? That's where this all gets so nebulous. Now, how do I tie this back to the story from Hang Nor's book? Think about it. Their freedom, his freedom was taken in an instant, his entire freedom. after the Khmer Rouge, the communists walked through Phnom Penh and cleared out all the city, not just Phnom Penh, cleared out all the cities and forced the citizens into slavery and servitude. And removed, by the way, they told people not to pack up. They told them, don't bother packing up. It won't be forever. It's just a short trip. Like they lied, which is what's happening today. Now, you might think that I'm exaggerating. You just don't know. Read this book and then tell me what kind of exaggeration you think I'm doing. Okay? Because we went through trials after World War II about forcing people into medical test situations, forcing people to become guinea pigs. And we decided, as a world population, we decided that that was a bad idea and that we would never do it again. Now, you tell me what the difference is now. She wanted access to her own children, and she was told no. Now, you can say, but she could always take her kids out of school. But really, how much freedom is there for a mother to make that choice? Clearly, she didn't feel that she had the freedom to make that choice. All right, quick break here. We'll be back with some more fun stuff, so stay tuned. This is the Sam Sorbo Show.